Apologies, sir. Missed your suffix. Got the prefix. This is Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot, Mark in Sidcup. Back to you.
This is Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike.
Yeah, Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you for coming back to me. My name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in Sidcup in Kent, about 20 kilometres southeast of the city of London. I'll give you a report on the next over, and I'll give you some technical details as well. Back to you, Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike. This is Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot.
Mike Zero, Juliet Foxtrot, this Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike in the middle of the Netherlands, nearby Utrecht. Equipment is een Jesu FT991 Alpha en een mobile aerial here, about 100 watt on this moment. Back to you.
Okay, Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike, Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot returning. Well, thanks for that. The mobile antenna working remarkably well, indeed. Today I'm using a Tango Sierra 520 Sierra. It's an old analog hybrid radio from Trio from about 40, just more than 40 years ago, about 42, 43 years ago. My antenna is just a long wire antenna. It's 30 meters long and about 7 or 8 meters above the ground. Your signal 5 and 8, 5 and 9, but with QR Mexico from very nearby. So a small amount of QSB on the signal, but not big. Very, very readable and perfectly readable, in fact, from beginning to end. If I could have your name, please. Sorry, I forgot to write that down. This is PA3 WIMM0 JCF.
Okay, Mark. Papa Alpha 3 Whiskey India Mike, you return. My name is Willem, Whiskey India Lima Lima Echo Mike. Whiskey India Lima Lima Echo Mike is the name. Okay, thank you for the call. And the weather is clear, about 12 degrees on this moment. Yes. Thank you for
Yeah, okay, Willem, very nice to speak to you today. WX here. It's a fine day in the southeast of England. We have sunshine. We have about 10 degrees at the moment, and very soon I'll be going for a walk with my wife in the Kent countryside. So we look forward to that. But radio time first. Willem, an absolute pleasure to speak to you, and thank you again for contacting me. Look forward to the next time. You take care and have a great weekend. What's left of it. Bye-bye.
Okay, you do the best weekend, the best 73. Bye-bye.
Okay, Willem, just so you know as well, peaking 5 and 9 plus 10. 5 and 9 plus 10. Absolutely superb audio as well. Goodbye, old chap. QRZ, Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot.
Yes, it's about the size, Santiago 9 plus 10, and the radio is beautiful.
Okay, thanks for that. Really appreciate it. You take care. Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, QRZ, Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot.
Go, Mike 6 in November X-ray.
Okay, I've got Golf Mike 6 November X-ray. I missed the middle letter there. Sorry about that. I was sort of writing your call sign as you were saying it, and you spoke faster than my old man hand could work. Back to you, the Golf Mike 6 question mark on the suffix. This is Mike Zero, Juliet, Charlie Fox.
Mike, it's 0 Juliet, Charlie Fox. This is Golf Mike 6 November X-ray. November X-ray. We are in the city of Stirling, using the Stirling and District Radio Society's radios. We're in the chat today for the club. And your last over, you were 5 and 9 plus 2. 5 and 9 plus 2. And you scored 0 over.
Oh, thanks for that. Right, so I wasn't missing a letter. I did get the Golf Mike 6 November X-ray. It's okay. It was the two-letter suffix that threw me. And very nice to meet you on the band. Thanks for calling in. You're 5 and 9 plus. Once again, like the Netherlands, and you're a comparable distance, if not further. There's a little bit of QSB, definitely QR Mexico coming from all sides. I think it's obviously another contest type day. Lots of Europeans on today, but lovely to hear from you. Sorry, didn't catch your name and location. I'll grab that for you from you in a minute. The name this end, in case you didn't hear, was Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm in Sidcup in Kent. The locator being Juliet Oscar 01 Bravo Kilo. We're about 12-15 miles southeast from the centre of London itself, so just in the suburbs there. Today I'm using the TS-520S, the old trio analogue hybrid radio, a 90-foot long wire, and just looking at the power meter now, about 110 watts. So back to you, GM6NX. This is M0 JCF.
Golf Mike 6 November exit. We're using here the intro 300. We have a 2-element speed. And at the moment the power is about 300, 100. And the over. There's the Sierra. I think DPH is doubling Sierra Tango into a radio remap here, November Golf. We're about 34 miles northwest of the city of Edinburgh.
Yeah, Roger. I got the end of that, didn't catch your name, unfortunately. Your signal dropped down to S7 towards my noise floor, and the QR Mexico is also wobbly all over the top of you. So apologies for that, but yeah, got the rest of it. I keep a paper logbook, and I've just been smashing everything down. It's weird because this morning, well, when I say this morning, just an hour ago, 40 metres was in really fine shape. There was Inter G coming in all over the place, and as I say, the Continentals were contesting, and I thought to myself, you know, I'll give it a go, I'll find a spot. Well, it was difficult to find a spot to transmit on in the first place, and then when I did, all of the Inter G seems to be dropping lower, but the Continental seem to be coming up. So the band is sort of in a state of flux at the moment, I think. But if I could just grab your name again, because it would be really rude of me just to keep referring to you by your call sign. Let's see if I can grab the name again, and we'll take it from there. GM6NX M0 JCF.
Yeah, M0 GCF, sorry, Golf Mike 6 November exit. I nearly keep on going. Juliet Echo Sierra. And you can get all the information for the GM6NX through QRZ. We are on there, and I think that maybe photos you're from with the antennas and the shack here. The scenery map, we'll wait to get a couple more contacts here before you have to go for your walk to the right. So we get to 63 for now. Thanks very much for the contact. Mike 0 JCS and Golf Mike 6.
Yeah, GM6NX M0 JCF. Jess, an absolute pleasure to speak to you, and apologies, as I say, your signal's really got quite a swing on it from S7 to S9 plus 5 plus 10 maybe, and it seems to be every time you give me the pertinent information, the signal drops, and when we're just having a general chat and I sort of miss like things like your name, etc., it's gone the other way. It's really weird, but it's always good to persevere and get people in the log. I love using my old radios, and yes, I am running a bit more power. I'm just checking the power meter now. We seem to have dropped to about 100 watts, so I think the old girl's getting hot on my longer overs. But absolute pleasure to speak to you. I will look you up on QRZ later when I log you in QRZ. I don't tend to have internet on the fly when I'm out in the garage. I've got a mobile phone that I use, but don't always have it switched on, onto QRZ or anything. So yeah, we'll get to that later. But I will check out the site, and I will check out the kit that you're using there. Absolute pleasure, mate. I wish you all the best, and thanks for coming in again. And GM6 NX M0 JCF. Cheers, mate. A QRZ Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
2 Echo 0 Alpha Oscar Oscar.
Yeah, 2 Echo 0 Alpha Oscar Oscar. Absolutely no trouble hearing you, mate. A stonking audio, and I'll look at the meter next time round and give you a proper report. I think you may know by now. The name is Mark this end, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. About 15 miles southeast of the city of London, in the town of Sidcup in Kent. And I'm not sure if you've got all the technical info, but I'll give that to you in a minute anyway. Back to you, 2E0 Alpha Oscar Oscar. This is M0 JCF.
Yeah, good morning, Mark. 2E0 Alpha Oscar Oscar returning. The name is Robbie Oscar Bravo. QTH is about 8 miles east of the town of Blackpool here on the northwest coast. And year 5 and 6 peaking 5 and 7 with me, Mark. 10 degrees, sunshine and cloud, but windy today. Mike 0 JCF from 2E0 AOO.
Yeah, 2E0 AOO M0 JCF. Well, I'll tell you what, Rob, absolutely stonking signal from you. 5 and 9 plus 10 with RF attenuator in, so I think it's a 10 dB attenuator. So you're absolutely cracking in here. A great audio. Using a TS-520S here, and a 90-foot long wire, running just about 100 watts at the moment. I think the radio's got a little bit hot, but you'd expect that with something with valves, and I think the valves are also getting tired nowadays. I do tend to run the plate current a little bit too high, but that's the story this end. Old equipment, simple antenna, and I'm suspecting that you've actually got a much better antenna for 40 meters, judging by the signal. Say 5 and 9 plus 10, very consistent and a great audio. Back to you there, Rob. 2E0 AOO M0 JCF.
Yeah, 0 JCF 2E0 AOO returning. I think you'd be quite surprised at what I'm using actually, Mark. I'm running a Yaesu Fox Tango 891, and it's just a homebrew 40-meter dipole that isn't very high. It's only about 12 feet off the ground, but seems to be working quite well. It chews up beautifully, and it's very resonant. And so yeah, those simple working conditions. Don't need to spend a fortune, Mark. Over.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. A man after my own heart, not spending money. But no, I think it's the dipole is the reason your signal's so good to me. I keep on saying to people, I'm very, very lazy when it comes to antennas, Rob. I've got a 90-foot long wire because I've always had a long wire since 1974 when I started building crystal sets and shortwave listening. I sort of put a long wire up. I failed the RAE in 1978, believe it or not, and then dipped in and out of radio from that time. Various naughty modes and not naughty modes, naughty bands, we'll say, using ex-government equipment and stuff like that. And then I didn't pass my M6 until 2017, winter of 2017. 2017, and then just run my way through the licenses to my M0. But yeah, so the long wire has always been there. You know, when I was a kid at my mum's house, there was a long wire, and then the various houses that I've owned over the years since I've been married, etc. You know, they've always had a long wire up, mainly for the shortwave listening and for the experimentation. And it was only when I got my license in 2017 that, you know, I just put a 9-to-1 on the random wire, and just went from there really. And because it's worked, and I wouldn't say it works brilliantly. It depends on the band, and depends on the direction. Like, I'll work into South Africa and South America very, very well. North America, very acceptable, we'll say. I've worked in, you know, Far East as Japan, etc. But yeah, you know, it is a compromise antenna. I'm okay with VHF antennas, UHF antennas. I've got lots of resonant stuff up there for those bands, because you know, they're easier to build, and you know, just I suppose not so labour intensive, etc. But yeah, I really should get a dipole up, cut for at least one band, at least 40 meters, and then I could. I mean, I've got lots of traps. You know, I could put up actually a dipole for possibly 80 meters, and trap it for 40, 20, and possibly 10. I don't know if I'd worry about 10, because I've got a vertical for 10. But that's the story this end. That was a long old ramble, mate, and I'll hand it back to you then. 2E0 AOO M0 JCF.
Yeah, QSL, Mark. I'll copy. Well, normally, if you look at my QRZ page, you'll see that I do a lot of portable work, and unusually, I work at a portable trolley, and it's just a pull the kind of trolley that you'll find, say, in an airport. It's a portable trolley that I take myself off to the seaside, and they do the DX across the salt water, the Irish Sea, and work VKZLs for fun. I enjoy that part of it, but I also enjoy when I'm not out and about portable. I do enjoy the 40 meters, the vintage on 40 particularly. I also have up a inverted B for 20 meters here at home. A bit restricted for room, to be honest with you, and what I'm allowed to put up, because it's I live on a caravan site, and it's private land, so I'm restricted what I can put up, and so I'm restricted to just wire antennas, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, just checking out your QRZ page there, and I've just seen the portable operation. That seems to be quite popular, actually. And you know, I know there's a few old G stations operating out of Spain that do pedestrian mobile along the beach, etc. Unfortunately, somebody came into the garage and caught my attention, and I missed probably the last 10 seconds of that over, and then I heard you. The last word I heard was antennas, and then you handed it back to me. So hopefully I haven't like not paid attention. As I say, I decided to fire up my mobile phone and then get a quick look at your setup there. Apologies for that. Back to you.
Mike 0 GCF 2E0 Alpha to Bosco returning. Yeah, well, there's lots of information on the QRZ page, as you'll see, about the various activities, and about my activities when I was a young lad. If you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see what I mean. I had the second from the left in that photograph, so that was in my younger days, Mark. And I see from your QRZ page, by the way, you're a bike racer. Are you still active with that, Mark? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, and I've just scanned down. I know exactly what you're saying now. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, I've called it all now, and lovely dog as well. That's all I'm going to say. I won't mention the rest. I'll let other people look for themselves. But yeah, the motorcycle racing, that was the drag bike that I built. I don't do that anymore. It just makes a nice QSL card, and I've left it there. That bike there was a Suzuki 12 16 turbo, about 340 horsepower, and as I say, I was drag racing on it. And my youngest daughter as well, I mean, I say youngest daughter, she's 22 now. She was racing from the age of 12, and she was in junior drag bikes, and she sort of retired from the sport in 2016, and I sort of went about the same time. I'd given it a good go, but yeah, I've raced motorcycles drag. I've raced motorcycles road racing. I'm very close to Brands Hatch circuit. I suppose driving a car takes us about 15 minutes to get there. Just down the A20, and then I've also raced speedway bikes back in the day as well, you know, the shale or cinder track ovals, and I've had a go at that as well. So, you know, I've been around motorcycles since I was sort of 15 years old, really, when I got my first sort of moped that I wasn't allowed to have on the road. But excuse me. So yeah, the motorcycles was a big part of my life. But you know, I had to get off in 2004, and a white van man decided to end my road riding days. I ended up with 2 broken ribs and a broken collarbone, and I got away without breaking my back, just, you know, or my neck even. So I didn't want the next phone call home to my wife to be, can you identify this body, you know, rather than the phone call being, look, I've had a bit of an accident, I'm off to the hospital, and it hurts a bit, you know. So yeah, I don't ride on the road. As I say, the drag racing I gave up a few years ago, and I think that's a long answer to a short question. But yeah, it was the bike was, you know, it was based on a GSXR 1100L, and it was lowered, lengthened, as you can see in the photograph, and then low compression pistons and a turbocharger, lots of horsepower, and very, very fast in a straight line. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL Mark, Mike 0, TS-520S. Yeah, no doubt you like the CSAs these days. In fact, my other hobby apart from radio starts today. I'm a member of my local village Crown Green Bowling Club, and our season starts today at 1 o'clock. So, no, 1:30 I should say. And so, yeah, I do the old man sports now, which but I really enjoy it. It's a hobby I took up basically about 7 years ago. And it's a really good game, really sociable, and quite a bit of skill involved, to be honest with you, Mark. I don't know if you've ever played it, Robert.
Yeah, Roger. Well, do you know what my in-laws, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, they both very keen bowlers. I mean, my father-in-law is he's nearly 91 years old, and he still enjoys the bowling. And their green, their club, is literally a 2-minute walk away from their house. It's in the same road. You just walk up the road, so they get to go to the club, you know, whenever they need to, really, whether it's open or closed. And you know, I've been up and watched them a few times, and I've been with my wife 32 years, and I remember in the early days, you know, my father-in-law saying, oh, you should come along one day and have a go. And you know, when you think to yourself, no thank you, no, I don't want to do that, you know, no, leave it out, I'm not that old. But now I'm just knocking on 60 years old, you know, it's sports like that do actually interest me, and I can see the attraction with it. You know, you're dressed in all your white gear, you sort of mingle with people, you know, of a similar age, similar outlook, similar hobbies, etc. And you know, you just have a nice day in the sunshine on a lovely piece of grass, just rolling a few balls. And I mean, you know, I've rolled a few, and it's not as easy as it looks, you know, with the weighted balls and everything, or the bowls rather, you know. And it's actually looks like, you know, now I'm older and I can see the attraction of it, of these laid back sports, you know, and it's competitive as well, you know, there's no need to be terrassing around. around. You know, it looks, you know, it does appear on many levels, you know, a really good sport, and it might be something that I could be tempted to get to as well in the near future. The other thing I'm looking at as well on your QRZ page, I see nearer the bottom there's a black and white photograph of the four of you, and do you know what, I used to be a bass guitarist back in the day in the 70s and 80s when I was younger, and I was a very keen bass guitarist, a rubbish singer, and I was in many bands, and we started off with like punk, new wave, as you do in the 70s. I went through the heavy rock, heavy metal, etc., and then it was about that time as well. I say about 1983. Excuse me. The motorcycle racing took over, and I was racing a Yamaha TZ at the time. And I just sort of gave up with the band business, you know. There was the school of thought, you know, everyone wanted a record contract, everyone wanted to be famous, and I just wanted to have a laugh and muck about local clubs, pubs, and things like that. But you know, a lot of the people that I sort of hung around with had, you know, aspirations of being, you know, headhunted and producing records, being famous. That it just wasn't for me in that sense. So I sort of sold everything up, and really it helped sort of fund the motorcycle racing, and that's the direction I went. So yeah, just checking out that photograph at the bottom, and it just reminds me of Brotherhood of Man, 2E0 AOO M0 JCF.
And it's all guitar music, and I compose it, and a mate of mine does all the lead guitar on it. We've got a couple of albums with several guitarists as well, so you can, if you click on the link, you can take a listen to the tracks. Anyway, Mark, I think conditions are changing because you were a constant 5 and 7, and you've dropped down to 5 and 3 now, so I don't know how you copying me. So I'm going to wish you the 73, Mark. Great to meet up with you for the first time. Enjoy the keynote. Enjoy the podcast of the day. And as I say, I will follow you very shortly. Over to you, JCF, 2E0 AOO.
Yeah, 2E0 AOO M0 JCF. I'll check out the music, mate, and you're very correct. You're dropped now to 5 and 6, 5 and 7. Needles wavering around a little bit. But yeah, it was a good 15 minutes or so, and enjoy a rag chew. I enjoy talking and just rabbiting on, and it's sometimes it can be my downfall. You know, like I switch on the radio sometimes just to make a load of contacts, and I end up with like 2 or 3 contacts in an hour, and it's just me rabbiting on the way that I do. But listen, Rob, I look forward to catching up with you again in the near future. If you hear me calling, please do jump in. You quite often find me on 40 metres, and now and again you'll find me on 60 metres as well, working into G or near continent, and then when band conditions allow it, I do like to go further up to sort of 15 and 10. I think in the next year or so, those two bands are going to get incredibly crowded as the sun picks up speed and propagation goes our way. All right then, mate, take care, and thank you again for giving me this opportunity to rabbit on as long as I have on 40 metres with you. 2E0 AOO M0 JCF. I'm wishing you the very best 73, and enjoy your time, mate. Enjoy the bowling, etc. Bye bye for now.
Okay, beautiful, Mark. Mark, I've just realised that I just clicked on my logbook, and I've just realised we've had a QSL before, back in 2020. Literally from July 2020, we had a QSL on 20 metres, so something good to meet you again, Mark, over.
Oh, right. Well, as I say, I haven't checked the QRZ log, and there's even a possibility you've worked me as 2E0 ERX and M6 LJX. As I say, I haven't been in the scheme of things licensed that long. So, you know, you know, in that short period of time, it's possible you've worked me on other call signs as well. But okay, Rob, yeah, I'll check that out when I put you in my QRZ log later. I'll have a look at that, and and look for the paper logbook possibly as well. Maybe not. All the best, mate. 73. Yeah, cheers. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot, southeast of England.
Foxtrot 5, Victor, London Ocean calling you.
Foxtrot 5, London, India Ocean, I think that was. Caught me on the hop there. I didn't expect someone to come back on the QRZ. They don't normally after they've heard me rabbiting for so long. F5, LIO, I believe, M0, JCF.
Yeah, M0KCF, Fox 5 VLO. Yeah, I'm just altering a few cables around in the shack. I just wanted to know whether I was still getting out okay, what my signal report was. Name is Gary, Gulf America Radio yesterday. Gary is the handle, and I'm located in northern France. Go ahead.
Okay there, Foxtrot 5, Lima, India, Oscar. This is Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot. Not sure if you wrote down the call sign there, Gary. My name is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. I'm in Sidcup in Kent, about 15 miles or so from the southeast, from the centre of London itself, so just in the suburbs. You're 5 and 9 plus 10, Gary. Whatever you've been doing with your cables, mate, 5 and 9 plus 10, and a lovely audio. So I'll keep an eye on that, because the signals have been swinging around a bit on 40 metres, and we'll see how it goes. But 5 and 9 plus 10 on that over. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, Mark. M0 Kilo Charlie Fox. You got the correct call sign?
No, it's Juliet Charlie Fox, Japan Charlie Fox, mate. And yeah, 5 and 9 plus 10 plus 15.
Yeah, okay, fine, fine. I got that M0 Juliet Charlie Fox. Yeah, okay, literally just switched on the radio and I heard you chatting away there about the music and what have you. And I've just altered a few sort of cables around here in the shack. So I'm just messing around with a few other things. Hang on a minute, just having a look at this. Yeah, okay, so that's the situation. Anyway, I won't hold it with you because, like I say, I'm just re-altering the shack and moving a few cables around and that, and I just want to check it on 80 metres now. But thanks for the report, and you're also 5 and 9 into northern France. I'm about 40 minutes inland from the coast of Port of Saint-Malo.
Yeah, totally understood, Gary. As I say, very consistent signal, and yeah, a lovely audio quality. So whatever you've done, it's working at least in this direction. Short skip on 40 metres. I'll let you get off to 80 metres. Thanks for jumping in. And so yeah, normally if you grab me on 40 metres and you're not busy, I will burn your ears for 15 minutes or so. But I'll let you get off this time, mate, and try on 80. All the very best, 73, and despite the accent, enjoy yourself in northern France.
Yep, okay, thanks a lot there, Mark, and thanks for the contact. Foxtrot 5, Victor, London Ocean. Bye-bye.
Okay, Foxtrot 5, Victor, London Ocean. Got that now. That was my handwriting again. Okay, there, take care, and 73. Au revoir. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox. Okay, I think there was a Sierra and a Foxtrot in the call sign I just heard there. You were really close to my noise floor. Do you want to give it one more go? This is Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox listening. Okay, I got a noise floor of S5 and nothing heard on that over. So QRZ, this is Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, I heard Sierra Bravo Foxtrot, I believe. Sierra Bravo Foxtrot, but really difficult to hear you. I got an S5 noise floor, and you're just about breaking that noise floor. So let's see if we can get you in the log and give you a report at bare minimum. The suffix Sierra Bravo Foxtrot. This is Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie Fox. Listening one more time. Okay, Mike 7, Bravo, Sierra Foxtrot, superb, lovely to get an M7 in the log. It don't happen that often, and when it does, always a pleasure to give you a report. You peaked at 5 and 7 on that over, 5 and 7. The name is Mark, I'm in Sidcup in Kent. Back to you, M7, Bravo, Sierra Foxtrot. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, M7, BSF, M0, JCF, really difficult to copy you. That last over, I don't think I can honestly say I really got any intelligence out of it, and that's not disparaging you and your brain. That is the conditions. It was really difficult to hear you that time. So I'll give it one more go, see if I can grab your name. In fact, I'm gonna just check out on QRZ, and then we can go from there. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I think I've got you there, David. I think we've worked before, mate. I know we've worked before because your surname is I was a speedway racer, as you might have heard in the past, and one of the speedway bike engines I always wanted was that your surname. Unfortunately, I had to have a Jawa, so yeah, David Jawa don't work for me, but I do remember the name more than the call sign. So M7 BSF, M0 JCF, I'll give you a you peaked 5 and 7, 5 and 7, David, back to you. Yeah, Mike 7, Bravo, Sierra Foxtrot, peaking at 5 and 8 on that over there, David. You peaked at 5 and 8, but yeah, if you're plagued with S7 to S9 noise floor, then it's going to be a bit difficult because there is a little bit of a QSB swing on the signals at the moment. Okay, mate, listen, take care. Thanks for trying to call in. Well, you didn't try, you made it. You made the journey, and it's nice always to work you, and hopefully we can have a rag you on the next time that I'm CQing or if I hear you calling. Take care, 73, have a great Sunday. Yeah, cheers. And as you said the word clear, 5 and 9, but there you go, that's the way it goes. Okay, we'll give it one more go, I think, before I go walking in Kent. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, I heard somebody call, and with the QSB, you came from the you come from the S9 noise floor up to about S7, but I didn't get the call sign. I just didn't get the call sign. I know somebody came back to me, but a little bit low down. So let's give it one more go, and I'll try and give you a decent report, or at least an accurate report. The station calling, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox. Please try again. Mike 0, Charlie Quebec Lima Portable. You came up to about a 5 and 8 that time, a 5 and 8. My name is Mark, Sidcup in Kent. Back to you.
Yeah, okay then, Mark. I just upped my power. I was on 30 watts when I first called, but I'm back to 100 now. Name of this side is Andy, portable station, and at the moment I'm saying Ludlow in Shropshire. And you're 5 and 9 to me, Mark, over.
Okay there, and thanks for the 5 and 9. Yeah, peaking 5 and 9 to me as well, Andy. And yeah, a lovely signal when you think everything considered. Just wondering what antenna that you're using there. I see you've gone from 30 watts to 100 watts. So that's making all the difference. But just curious on the antenna. Back to you.
Yeah, it's a very simple antenna. It's a fan dipole for 40 and 20. I just made it this morning, actually. I didn't really have an antenna to use down here. I'm away in my caravan, Mark. So I've got a roll of photo wire, so I just cut my elements for to V-start, probably 7 metres at the feed point in the centre. I'm coming down in 2 V's to a barbed wire fence, so probably a 1 metre at each end. But that's all it is, Mark. And radio's an 857D, and that's it. No tuner at all. 100 watts at the moment, Mark. Over.
Yeah, got all of that, Andy, and a fan dipole from your 857D and down at your caravan. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, it's working really well. When you said you were mobile, I thought you was going to tell me you were just using like a vertical antenna on a mag mount, but that fan dipole cut for 40 and 20, it is working, you know, remarkably well, all things considered. And I would imagine that, you know, you haven't got it incredibly high above the ground, so you know, like as an Envis antenna, it's doing the job. It's getting here into the southeast of England, but yeah, enjoy your day, mate. Enjoy the I don't know what the sunshine's like that end, but we got a bit of sunshine here. It's in double figures. We're at about 10-11 degrees, so a bit of sunshine, broken cloud, and I'm about to go for a late breakfast stroke early lunch. We call it brunch, why not? Let's get all modern. And I'm going to go out for a walk in Kent with my good lady wife. I keep threatening to put the microphone down, but I will be soon. But I won't hold it with you, mate. I'll let you carry on spinning the dial and see if you can get any more. I'm going to try for 1 or 2 more myself, and then I'll be going QRT. So I really appreciate you coming in. Oh, by the way, I'm in case you hadn't heard previously, I'm using an old TS-520S, an old trio analog hybrid radio, and the antenna's a 90-foot long wire running about 100 watts myself. Back to you.
Yeah, well, you've been 5 and 9 all time, Mark, to me. No problem whatsoever hearing you. And I heard you talking to that M7 station before. He was coming in well here as well, but it sounded like you weren't quite making it your way. That was David, I think, weren't it? But yeah, no problem. Go and get your walk. I'm going to have an afternoon metal detecting. I'm in a farmyard here. That's where we are. So we're going to go metal detecting in fields around this QTH. So we'll catch you soon, Bob. Make a few more calls and let's go for your walk. Over.
Yeah, cheers, mate. And I know all about the metal detecting. I do a bit myself. I'm sure that if you're detecting around a farmyard, you're going to find lots and lots of barbed wire, broken plough blades, and various other farm implements. You never find that Roman or that gold when you're around farmyards. I know people do, but and I'm sure you got a permission for it. But yeah, I've never had any success with Kent farms. Let's just say that. I've only detected around the Kent farms. And of course, the other thing Kent is littered with is anti-aircraft shell fragments and stuff like that, you know, from World War II. You know, in the beginning, it was quite exciting to find parts of anti-aircraft shells, but now it's just a bind, you know. It's the detecting in Kent is sometimes like detecting on a farm in Shropshire. You take care, mate. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy the metal detecting. And if we catch up again in the near future, we'll do a bit of cross-referencing on the metal detecting. We'll get all geeky down that line of talking. Take care, mate. 73.
Okay, 73. I specialise in nails and bottle lids. I've had a George the Third 1806 penny last night though, so it's not a total loss. I'm going to clear off. Catch you later on. M0JCS, M0CQL portable.
Yeah, M0CQL portable, M0JCF. Enjoy the day, mate, and you take care. You know, it's all good fun at the end of the day, and of course you're out in the fresh air exercising as well. There's always a plus point to every hobby, apart from this one, which is just sitting down rabbiting. Okay, take care. 73. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox. Okay, I got the Mike 0 ending Alpha Charlie. Didn't catch the middle letter or the middle character, but I'm sure you'll correct me on that and I can give you a report on the next over. M0JCF, Sid Cup in Kent listening. Okay, Dave, unfortunately, the QSB, hang on, I've dropped my pen now, the QSB did conspire to still miss that letter. So I've still got the M0 Alpha Charlie, didn't quite catch the location. I would say that you was about a 5 and 7 and then dropped to about a 4 and 5 as you was giving me the information. The name this end is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, Sid Cup in Kent, and running a TS-520S into a 90-foot long wire. So let's see if we can grab that call sign again. And I'm sure you said the location was somewhere southeast. I'm not too sure, but let's try one more, Dave. Back to you, M0 question mark Alpha Charlie. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox. Okay, I've got something Hotel Quebec, but sorry, Dave, the M0 ending Alpha Charlie dropped right off the face of the earth that time there, Dave. Just cannot hear you, mate. I've got an S5 noise floor and you are way below that. So apologies for that. If I could try just once more, just to get you, get your call sign in the logbook, but let's not struggle with it. And hopefully I'll catch you again later, Dave. M0 question mark Alpha Charlie. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot listening one more time. Okay, I've got, I think a Bravo something Quebec. Apologies, I'm not getting you. You're just too low for me today. Maybe we can try some other time, but I do appreciate the time and effort. It's sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult, and today it's near impossible. But thanks again for trying to call in, and I look forward to catching up with you in the very near future. M0 JCF listening for any calls. Okay, there were two then, and I believe continent, I don't think it was into G, so let's just try once more, and I will be quick, and I will pick both call signs out. M0 JCF in southeast of England, listening. Nothing heard. Interesting conditions on 40 metres. Absolutely nothing heard that time. QRZ, Mike 0, Juliet, Charlie, Foxtrot. Yeah, G4IFI. You came out of the noise that time. Very good morning to you. The name this end is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo in Sid Cup in Kent. I'll give you a report and the technical info on the next over. So G4IFR, this is M0 JCF.
Yeah, M0 JCF from G4IFR returning. Yeah, okay, fine. Thanks for coming back to the call there, Mark. Got your signal very good from Shipped up there. You're a good 5x9, 9 signal. Could be still loud and clear on 40 metres today. Name this end is Paul, Papa Alpha United Lever. And the location Newport in the county of Shropshire, which is sort of midway up England there, about 20 miles north west of Birmingham. We're using a Yaesu transceiver, Fox Tango 920, quite an old one now, running about 100 watts, antenna with 132 foot NZ wire, about 25 foot at the highest point, and the microphone's an old 10-tech mic, flex set microphone. So that's the working conditions this end. I'll put it back to you, see if it's shopping okay. Mike 0 Juliet Juliet Charlie Fox from Golf 4 Italy Foxtrot Radio.
Yeah, Golf 4 Italy Foxtrot Radio. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot returning. Okay, got you there. Paul in Shropshire, using the 132 foot wire. Okay, the name this end is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, Sid Cup in Kent, about 15 miles southeast of the city of London. You're 5 and 9 peak there, Paul. 5 and 9 peak, but the QSB dropping you to 5 and 7. The radio this end is a TS-520S, a little bit older than your one, I believe, an old Trio analog hybrid radio. The antenna, like yours, is a long wire, but mine's only 90 feet long and about, I suppose, about 20-25 feet above the ground. And just checking the power meter now. The power has just dropped slightly now. We're down to about 80 watts. I think this old girl is getting a bit hot and tired now. I've been using it for some time now. I've been using it for just over an hour and constantly hammering it to death. Got the plate current a little bit on the high side, and I think the valves are running a little bit hot. But yeah, the power was wavering slightly between sort of 80 and 100 watts. So that's the story this end, mate, and give you some WX if you're interested here in the southeast of England. It's a nice day. It was sunnier earlier. I'm in the garage at the moment, so I can't see out there, but when I came in here it was sunny, a little bit of broken cloud, and we was into double figures, 10 or 11 degrees. So that's the story this end there, Paul. Back to you, G4 IFR M0 JCF.
Here M0 JCF from G4 IFR returning. Yep, okay, by Marco Company, picked up there. And then came back, you bring there the TS-520S. Yeah, good old rig those. Work very well. I believe they've got the couple of 61460s or with the X2001s in them, the PA tubes. Seem to work quite well, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with these older rigs. I mean, I've got quite a lot of old stuff downstairs. This is my upstairs shack, and I've just got this Yetu, and I've got an ICOM IP706 that I use now and again. But downstairs I've got quite a lot of older gear. Some of it's old E-kit stuff back to the 60s, and all seems to work quite well. Provided you leave it on for a bit and let it stabilise, it's not a problem. The fact that it's got a non-digital readout doesn't really matter. You know, you can, when you're talking to somebody, as long as you're on the same frequency, it's not a problem. So there we go. So yeah, all coming through loud and clear. We're not care about the antenna, 90 foot end-fed long way. Well, I've got 130 foot, 32 foot, just at the length of the garden from front to back. Just happens to be about the right length. I feed that with a 49 to 1 transformer, with low in a whole box. And it seems to work out reasonably okay. Maybe I could do a bit better with other aerials, but it's just convenient, but I can't get it up too high. At the lowest point, it's about 12 feet. Goes to the side of the house, which is about 25 feet, and then slopes down the front garden. So it's just a nice, convenient, very thin wire. Nobody really can see it, and nobody complains about it. So there we go. So yeah, your TS-520S sounds very good. Sounds good, punchy audio, so no trouble at all with that rig there. Back to you, Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot from Golf 4 Italy Foxtrot Radio.
Yeah, G4 IFR M0 JCF. Well, do you know what, Paul? We seem to be mirroring each other in many things here. I too have got what we call two shacks. I've got in the loft, I've got my more modern gear, like my TS-520S and my VHF gear. So I've got a TR-751E and a TR-9000 for 2 meters, and a few other more modern, smaller rigs. The 817 I think is up there, and I think my Chinese micro SDX is up there at the moment. Not used those in a few weeks, but down here in the garage, yeah, I've got my heavyweights down here. Say today I'm using the TS-520S. Sitting next to that is an FT101ZD. On top of the 520, I've got a Swan 350. Now the Swan 350 is a restoration project. I've got to build the power supply for it. I keep telling people this, that I've got all the components for it. I just need to assemble them all together for me HT and low tension supplies. But I'll get round to that at some point. And then the other ones that really do need some restoration are are my FR100B and FL100B, both summer camp built Yaesus, and they're a little bit sorry. They power up, but they don't do much else than that. One doesn't receive too well, and as for the transmitter, I haven't even tried to transmit with it. You know, it powers up, but what are their long-term restoration projects are sort of started off with all modern gear, as most hams do when they're first licensed, and I've always been interested in the older gear right back to the 70s. So it's a case of, you know, like buying it now. I'm coming up for retirement in a short while. I keep saying to people in a year, in 2 years, 3 years, but let's just say in a short while, I'll be coming up for retirement. And what I want to do now is buy the equipment now, buy the components now while I can afford it, while I'm working. And then when I'm retired, I can actually sit back and restore these radios and not have to put my hands too deep in my pocket into the pension money. So that's the theory and the idea behind that. The other one that I've finished restoring but I haven't used yet, because once again I'm building the power supply for it, is a Kodar AT5. I'm sure you know that. Being a G4, I'd be very surprised if you didn't know that one as well. But the Cray Valley Radio Society, the club I belong to, they have a top band net the first Monday of every month, so 12 times a year they have a top band net, and they start off on LSB and then they go to AM, and you know, everyone's using KW equipment and Kodar AT5s and stuff like that, separate receivers, you know, all that old nonsense, proper old school stuff. So the Kodar AT5, I've been saying for the last 2 years, you know, I'm going to get that one finished and use it on the net, but I just haven't got round to it yet. As I say, the restoration is a slowly catchy monkey. I also like to homebrew as well, so regenerative receivers is my big thing. I've built hundreds of those, and I've started on transmitters as well. Mainly sort of top band 80 meters and AM stuff to start with, get my head around basic transmitters. And then I'll move on to double sideband and SSB, that sort of thing. So that's the story this end there, Paul. G4IFR M0 JCF.
Yeah, M0 JCF from G4IFR returning. Yeah, okay, fine there, Mark. Well, yeah, we've got more in common than you might believe, because I've also got a summer camp FR100C and an FR100 transmitter. And the first thing I'd say with those two is that the most likely problem is the cocky side mechanical filters that are in both of those things. Unfortunately, they go bad a lot, and both of mine have bad filters in them. And of course, if it's got a bad filter, your receiver will be a step at the phone, and the transmitter will be no output or very low output, because everything goes through the filter. So it's easy to check, really. You can check with the scope what's going into it and what's coming out of it. And obviously, if you've got 455k kilocycle signal going into the filter and nothing coming out, well, that's a good place to start. On the receive side, you can just put a capacitor across the filter when the sees that. If it suddenly jumps into life, well, you know the filter's done. But they are quite hard to get hold of. I have got a spare one here. I bought one not that long ago in a sort of pile of junk, and I bought it just for that filter, because they're really hard to get hold of, and sometimes you've got to substitute a different type of 455 kilohertz filter. So yeah, I do know quite a bit about those FR100Bs, FR200s. Well, my idea was to get them working as separate, but I haven't actually tried that yet. I got both things working, but not as separate, so there we go. I've also got Comiskey separate. I've got the old SB401 transmitter there with the receiver that I do use quite a bit. Still works extremely well. I've got SB 104, which is a solid state. I've got a couple of those, the last sort of, or the first solid state rig really. A couple of those that I use on 80. And I've got everything else really, you know, the old hot water 101, the hot water 100, HW32. I've got a lot of old kit really. Like you, well, I am retired now, but I bought a lot of this when it was really quite cheap, to be fair. I mean, at one time old gear, you couldn't give it away, nobody wanted it. Certainly old AM gear, which has quite a resurgence now. I mean, now it's going to buy a KW Vanguard or something, people are paying silly money for them, where I can think 10 years ago we could pick one up for probably about 25 quid, nobody wanted them. So a lot of the kits and stuff like that I didn't get very cheap, but it's all good fun. I've also got a Collins receiver. I've got a 75X1, the button cheap, and I enjoy playing around with that. And okay about the Kodar 85, yes, I know that one quite well. And again, looking back, you wish that you'd picked them all up, all the ones you saw at Radio Live that were stuck under a bench, 15 quid, you wish you'd picked them all up, so yeah. Nobody wanted them at one time, the old 80 metre and 60 metre portable job, but now they're really, they've come back into their own, and those are a nice piece of kit. I think the 576 DPAs ought to have 6 feet of new pick, something like that. And, they seem to be very popular, so they do put out a good signal, and again, I used to have one years and years ago, but it's long gone. So there we go. So yeah, got a lot of things in common there, and I'm just like you. I mean, I'm retired. I've been retired 3 years. I get a lot of pleasure when the weather warms up a bit in the garage, fiddling about. I've got enough test equipment to do most things, and when I bought those summer caps, I don't think I paid £100. No, I didn't. I paid about 90 quid for both of them, I think, when I bought them. The receiver and the transmitter. To say I had a bit of trouble with the filters, but once I got them all working, certainly the receiver's extremely good. That FR 100p receiver's a real good receiver, and it'll match most things I've got in my shack. So I wonder how that sounds to you there. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox 24 IFR.
Yeah, G4IFIM0JCF. That sounds good, mate. As I say, the Cray Valley Club, my local club, a lot of old enthusiasts in there, especially with KW equipment, because of course the KW factory was quite local to where I live, where I'm in Sidcup. I think they were in Erith, so just a couple of miles down the road. So they are very, very popular, the KWs, and like they have a KW weekend at my club. It's in January every year, and the last one's just gone. And I say the Vanguard, which you mentioned, is very, very popular. I think that's probably one of the most popular names I hear. Of course, the Swan 350 that I've got, that's a copy of it's a USA copy of a KW rig. So when I'm building the power supply for that, I've got lots of local knowledge, as it were, from the club members. And as you say, with the mechanical filters, I know, like I've heard a few of the old boys talking, if you pardon the expression, I've heard a few of the old boys talking about mechanical filters and that. And some of them just replace mechanical filters with more modern stuff, a crystal filter, solid state. And it might be the way to go. I'm not in any rush at the moment, to restore these. They're just sitting there, they're dry, they're warm, and and at some point I will start to take them apart. I'm not long finished restoring an FR50B, the 50 receiver, and that was a Yaesu. And I've sold that on now. I sold that just a few weeks ago, but that was a lovely receiver, and it was in remarkably good condition when I got it. And really it was more of a case of a clean up, switch cleaner, a few capacitors, etc., and it was working marvelously. The S meter was a bit squirrely. The adjustment on the back was, if you looked at it wrong, it would change, and the S meter would either peg or it wouldn't move at all, and I left that as that. The pot needed replacing on the back, and I just never got round to replacing that pot. It was a case of touch the control, leave it, and then just use the radio. And it wasn't until you sort of bounced the radio or knocked it or whatever that the that adjustment would go, and then you'd spend 5 minutes just tapping it until you found a good spot on the potentiometer for it to actually start working again. So that was the story there, mate. But as you say, the Kodar 85 and all of those types of radios from the 60s, etc., you're quite right. Nobody wanted them. I mean, when I was younger, I used to go to radio rallies and stuff, and I wasn't licensed, and I used to buy that equipment, with a few pounds here, a few pounds there, store it away, and then end up selling it again. Never really used it. Some of it I delved into, especially receivers. receivers. You know, I was always buying boat anchors. I mean, I've had all of the classics, the AR88, CR100, reception set 206, a B40D. I mean, the AR88, I've had a couple of those. You know, they're beautiful, beautiful receivers from a bygone age. But I just don't have the space for those anymore. Otherwise, I'd have each and every one of them again. And when it comes to transmitters, you know, I've had a wireless set 19, wireless set 38, a wireless set 88 with the armoured fighting vehicle attachments and everything. You know, I've had all of this old gear back in the day, as I say, when I wasn't licensed. But, you know, I sort of stored it away, tripped over it a few times, sold it on. As other hobbies come and go, I've got lots of other hobbies. And, you know, as the hobbies come and go, you know, I've sold one hobby effectively to finance the next hobby. So that's the story there, Paul. G4IFI M0JCF. Yeah, Golf 4, India Foxtrot Radio, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Okay, Paul, listen, mate, not sure if you're going to be hearing me now. You've dropped to, at best, a 3 and 3. At best, a 3 and 3. You're in my noise, and that long over, which I know was going to be really interesting, I picked out probably 10-15% of the words. Literally, the signal dropped off the edge of the cliff. So it was unfortunate, mate. I didn't really hear much of what you said. Just a voice pattern really in the noise. So listen, we'll wrap it up there. So we're coming up for midday. We'll wrap it up, and I'll catch up with you again another time, and we'll carry on with the conversation. But as I say, real apologies for that. Just didn't really hear a lot of that long over, which is a real shame. So I'm going to wish you 73, Paul. Thanks for coming back to me. As I say, we give it a good half hour nearly. So until the next time, I'll best 73 to you and the family, and we'll carry on with this old man talk at a later date. G4 IFRM 0 JCF. Just listening for any final. Yeah, cheers, Paul. I got the cheers and beers. That was about the only words I got out of that one. So very best wishes to you, mate, and thank you again. It was truly interesting to speak to you today. Okay, before I go QRT, I know there was another station calling, and if you did hang on and you were listening, apologies for not getting back to you straight away. And if you're not listening, it matters not. If anyone would like a report before I go QRT, this is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot, listening just one more time. Okay, there's